As an infant in the home of Mother Sachi, Lord Chaitanya drenched all who came to see him in showers of bliss. When the chaste ladies in his neighborhood would put him on their laps, they would not know how to put him down. And when he would cry, they could do nothing to pacify him. Lord Hari, a smile at once appeared on the Lord's moon-like face. Hearing the clapping and singing of the ladies, the infant Lord would dance on their laps, making them sing Lord Hari's name with more enthusiasm. Thus, by the Lord's tricks, the holy names of Lord Hari were in everyone's mouth. This was his desire. You are now invited to watch the unfolding of the eternal pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gaura Sundar, the golden-limbed incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. We join him as a young, newly initiated sannyas, or one who has formally taken up the renounced order of life, and whose business is to propagate the highest truth to all members of society. Having gone ahead of his traveling companions on the way to Jagannath Puri in the state of Orissa, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quickly approaches the temple of Lord Jagannath.
Oh! 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 Ah! Oh! Oh! What is this? The countenance of this sannyasi. This is so rare to see. Such expression of love for the deity. Only in the most liberated souls, and very rare seen, has this symptom appeared. Guards! Guards! Come, please, take this sannyasi to my home, so he will be safe. friend says that if I put some cotton swab, maybe I can detect when someone is in such deep trance, even there's no breath, this may indicate some breath. Ah, there is some breath. How can this be? What is the nature of this sannyasi? Exhibiting these rare symptoms. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana.
Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya, please let us enter into your home.
Yes, please. Ah, Nityananda, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for honoring my house. And Gopinathacharya, my brother, my dear brother-in-law, thank you so much for coming. What can I do for you?
I'm unhappy to see my Lord lying unconscious. Yet I am happy, knowing that he is here.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you have arrived back to this mundane plane. Please go take your baths, and after your midday baths, accompany me to the temple of Lord Jagannath. I will send my men, or we can go together, but please join me at the temple.
My brother, let us go take our bath. Afterwards, we will go to Lord Jagannath's temple to take darshan of the Lord. But we will stand next to Garuda's column in case your feet are unsteady.
Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you shortly. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana.
Krishna Matir Astu. Let your attention be on Krishna.
Thank you so much. Gopinathacharya, who is this sannyasi? What is this sampradaya he has come from?
My Lord's name is Sri Krishna. And his sannyasi Prasanta is a greatly fortunate Jayalama.
And what is the name of this sannyasi?
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna. That is a good name. That is a good name. But he is from the Bharati community. He's how we, in the scholars we say that particular community is a second-class sannyasi.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on any such development matters. He does not need to accept the renounced order from superior something.
Yes, well, let's go to the temple and we will see. Maybe he can understand what I have to say.
We do not know the greatness of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are found in the highest degree.
Yes, but if what you say is true, then you are asking me to accept him as the Supreme Personality of God. How is that possible?
One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by mercy, not by foolishness. partaken. You're certainly a great scholar, but since you don't have that even a pinch of the Lord's mercy, you can understand even the voices of old knowledge.
Huh. Well, if what you say is true, then everything I have studied for the past 40, 50 years is just an illusion. Let's go tomorrow. We'll go with this Sri Chaitanya, this Sri Krishna Chaitanya sannyasi, to the temple of Lord Jagannath, and let's see if he can hear what I have to say. Thank you for
Bhattcharya, please, do tell me what's on your mind.
Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya has invited you to go to the temple tomorrow morning for Darshana. But he says he must give you knowledge that will secure renunciation.
Yes, I will hear from him.
But my lord, he has made many false arguments to oppose your position. He subjugates scriptures to his bad logic and misleads so many students by explaining the ultimate truth to be ultimately formless. His talks are useless and causing distrust to the honest man.
Do not speak like that, Bhattcharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya has only been merciful to me. And besides, he only wants to protect me. What fault is there in this?
As you wish, my lord.
I have my blessing.
The next morning, Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were pleased to see one another and entered the Jagannath temple together. Inside the temple, Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya offered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a seat, while he himself sat down on the floor out of due respect for a sannyasi. He then began to instruct Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on Vedanta philosophy out of affection and devotion.
My dear sannyasi, it is the duty of a sannyasi to hear the Vedanta, Atato Brahmanyasa, the beginning of all knowledge, from a qualified person, a superior person. So I would like to help you in your renunciation.
You've only been merciful to me, Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya. And therefore, I think it my duty to obey your word.
Thus, for 7 days, continuously, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listened to the Vedanta philosophy expounded by Sarvabhauma Bhattcharya. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not say anything. did he indicate whether it was right or wrong. He simply sat there and listened to the Bhattcharya. On the 8th day, however, Sarvabhauma felt something amiss.
My dear Swamiji, I cannot understand what is in your mind. You have been sitting here for 7 days, and yet I hear no questions. I hear nothing. If one is listening submissively or unknowingly, there should be some questions. How can I help you understand?
I am a fool and cannot understand Vedanta Sutra. I'm only trying to hear it because you've ordered me to do so.
I understand that you cannot understand. But still, one who has questions should inquire. And yet, I have no idea what is in your mind.
The meaning of the verses of Vedanta Sutra are as clear as sunshine. But the purports that you've presented simply cover the meaning like a cloud. You abandon the direct meaning and proceed with imaginative interpretation. Conch shells and cow dung are nothing but the bones and stools of animals. But according to the Vedic version, they're considered very pure.
Yes.
Vedic statements are self-evident and must be accepted. The supreme absolute truth is a person, full with all opulences. Yet you are trying to explain him as impersonal and formless. The Vedic mantra Apanipad certainly rejects his having material hands and legs, yet it states that he goes very fast and accepts everything offered to him. Thus, the Lord's hands and legs are completely distinct from material hands and legs. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in its original form is such Chid Ananda Vigraha, full of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. The spiritual potency of the Lord appears in 3 phases: internal, external, and marginal. The Lord is the master of these potencies, but the living entity, he is the servant of them. That is the difference between the Lord and the living entities. Yet, you are trying to explain the Lord and the living entity as being one and the same. This is due to your great impudence. You have stressed the Vedic vibration, Tat Tvam Asi. This vibration is meant for the conditioned soul, to warn him against identifying with the material body. But the holy names of the Lord, on the other hand, are meant especially for those who are completely free from material contamination. Thus, the names of God are more important than Tat Tvam Asi.
If what you say is true, then all that I have been studying, all that I have known, all that I have heard from my authorities is illusion. How can this be?
What authority have you heard from?
I have been studying Vedanta my whole life, and I have never heard this conclusion. But now you are telling me, and I am beginning to hear. And it is crushing me like a boulder.
Even the liberated soul, free from false identification, he is still acting in a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord, he is the central point of all relationships. And pure devotional service unto him is one's real occupation. And the ultimate attainment of love, of of Godhead is the goal of life. These three subjects are described in the Vedic literature. Do not be astonished. Do not be astonished. Even self-satisfied sages are attracted to the loving service of the Supreme Lord. Thus are the transcendental qualities of the Lord. It is not possible to explain them fully.
My dear Chaitanya, my dear Sri Krishna Chaitanya, all glories to you, for you have opened my eyes. And now I surrender to you. You are my teacher and my guru.
To show him special mercy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed to the Bhattacharya his Vishnu form, and then his original form of Krishna with a blackish complexion and a flute to his lips. By the mercy of the Lord, all truths were revealed to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he could understand the importance of chanting the holy name and distributing love of Godhead everywhere. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya composed 100 verses glorifying the Lord's devotional service in a very short time. Indeed, not even Brihaspati, the priest of the heavenly planets, could compose verses as quickly. 2 verses he composed for Sri Chaitanya read, "Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge, his devotional service, and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because he is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto his lotus feet. Let my consciousness, which is like a honeybee, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has just now appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach the ancient system of devotional service to himself. This system had almost been lost due to the influence of time." After hearing these 100 amazing verses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. If one hears with faith and love these pastimes concerning Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's meeting with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he very soon is freed from the net of speculation and fruitive activity and attains the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet.